if there are not, you've said many times publicly that we need more people, we need more human beings.
Yeah.
What would happen if, this is not my perspective, but for the people who are there, who do think, who do have this sort of Malthusian worldview, and they think that there's too many people and there aren't enough resources.
Wrong,
he's been wrong for a very long time, but kind of like
still comes back.
Communism, it won't go away.
Exactly. There we go again.
So what's the greatest fear there? If people are not reproducing as they have been for most of human history, what's the greatest concern there?
Well, I think it's like what we risk is a civilizational collapse.
Yeah.
So and somewhat of a depressing civilizational collapse. If the birth rate keeps dropping every year and population just keeps going into this sort of like negative death spiral, literally, then it won't die with a bang. It'll die with a whimper in adult diapers.
Mm.
I mean, that's a bleak end to civilization. So, I keep looking at the birth rate numbers, which are just like available online. It's not like it's basic facts, and hoping that the birth rates will turn around, and every year it gets worse.
Yeah. What do you think could practically be done to help with that? Because a big factor in this is, I talk to a lot of young men and young women. I'm in my own position as well.
Yeah, you should have
and
some
so I plan to. I will.
Yeah.
But due to from everything from social and cultural factors, economic factors, financial factors, a lot of young men and women, say the average 20-year-old or even 25-year-old, they find the whole idea of having children, bringing new life into the world, very scary because they feel like, hey, I don't have the money, I can't afford it, I can't even buy a house, I'm in debt, I'm struggling to keep my head above water, so on. So what do you think could practically be done in USA, Canada, UK, Europe, all these developed countries, South Korea, Japan, all these places where the, population is declining, birth rates are declining? I think it's one thing to recognize the issue, but what do you think can be done on a sort of practical, reasonable level?
Well, I do think that like some of the incentive structure in a lot of countries is against having kids.
Yes.
It is expensive to have kids, especially if you want to sort of give them the best education and all that sort of stuff. So it's